Hits USA from RPM. Our name says it all. Get the latest hits while they're the hottest. With Top Hits USA, you'll have the track for sure. Visit tophitsusa.com or call 800-521-2537 and get a free demo.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
No, we'll be live. We could be live right now, but that would require me to be able to see to know if the button that I just clicked on is engaging it, or if it's loading a web page that I really don't need to be looking at this time of the day.
Oh no!
A little bit of both.
Could be a little bit of both. Could be that right now we are streaming, Barney the Dinosaur reruns of Barney the Dinosaur to the crowd.
Okay, I'm from Pittsburgh. You never say Barney the Dinosaur. It's always Mr. Rogers. Period.
Mr. Rogers. Yeah, there we go. That's his call.
I had to say that.
Good evening for those of you who are joining us for the sequence tonight. Thank you for watching. If you're just joining us now because, Dan is just a handsome man, I understand, and thank you for watching. If you're here because you want to hear some insightful information from MJ tonight,
Wrong show.
Or if you just want to have a delightful person to have a conversation with, Shanie's here.
She will talk about anything but baseball tonight.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to talk baseball. Hey, we
you got me all choked up over China.
Yeah, we one time played baseball here in Minnesota, but that's another story.
That's right.
And you used to play football, but apparently not anymore.
Not the last 3 weeks. We just decided that was kind of bad stuff.
Yeah,
so
we actually showed up for a game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like exactly.
Our whole team actually was like, "Oh, we want to play football tonight."
Yeah, and Detroit did the same thing this past weekend. So I mean, this is get concerning. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick out our kicker.
And then there's me. I live in the biggest sports town in the world, and I don't give a flying crap about any of it.
Exactly. It doesn't come into the basement, man.
I really don't care about
it.
If you want to go play, I'll join you out on the field in a second, but I don't want to watch. Anyways.
See, that was during college. That was our way of recreating, and we'd get together and we'd go and play tackle football. But we'd like to have at least 6 to 8 inches of snow because that helped to make it so a little softer. But oh my gosh.
So that was
you got to play on the front.
Yeah. Minnesota was July. Yeah. For 4th of July, we'd go out and play in the snow and tackle football.
Little men play on the frozen ground. That's you're.
Oh, and it's something because you can't build up a head of steam with that. You just kind of sliding around.
Cleats even when we played backyard, so we were serious. I told you, you're this area of Pennsylvania. You don't play like if you're going to go out and play, you're putting cleats on, no padding, cleats because you got as much traction as you can to just pummel people. I mean, we hurt each other all the time. It was fun. We even played, and I was thinking about this the other day. It's so funny that we're talking about sports. We used to play this game called Full Contact Samurai Golf. And like I said, I played every sport that you can imagine. And golf was golf, and then we got bored. Why do you laugh?
Well, because you just said full contact samurai golf, and so
Wait till you, because we golf too. Even amongst all the other stuff, we're part of the golf league. We just did anything to get out and play sports, but we get bored, so we did this two things called samurai golf and full contact samurai golf. Samurai golf basically means you can badger the other person till the end of the world, but you can't touch them, their club, or their ball. So whatever it takes to mess with them in any way you can. You can't stop the ball. You can't stand in front of the ball. Anything you want. All right, it's all head games. But full contact samurai golf, everybody tees off at the same time. 1, 2, 3, hit. The idea is to get the ball in the hole first, and the first one who gets the ball gets a 1 on their card, and the second person gets a 2, and so on and so forth. You're not allowed to hit the ball right or left, but you can hit it forward or backward. You can stomp it into the ground. You can chuck the other person, whatever you want. We get to the green, and it's a hockey match to get it in the hole. We're just shuffling that thing around the green and hitting each other. There's many places we've been kicked out of and banned from, and jumping golf carts. I mean, everybody does that, But.
Okay, there's never invite.
I still to this day am thankful to God for the fact that He has kept me alive through all the stupid things I've done. And that's why I say I'm glad that I don't drink, because people would be like, "Oh, I bet you can't jump over that wall. I'll show you."
And that's when you're sober.
That's when I'm sober. I like, I think I could do that.
It's not that tall. I mean,
That's all. And it's only 2 stories down. I'll bounce.
and I heal quickly, so what's the big deal?
Anyways, tonight,
Yeah. What are we talking about tonight?
exact opposite of physical stuff. We're talking about talking. And what got me on to thinking about this is because obviously we're in the midst of an election madness, and we've seen so many speeches and debates and different things. But we as DJs also spend a lot of time talking, and we involve other people in talking with us, whether it be an event, handing them a microphone to do something. And I thought about, well, why don't we give some insight and talk about good and bad experiences with microphones and people, both on the sense of you yourself speaking, tuning things a certain way, because I have tricks on how I tune my voice and other people's voices. We're going to talk about how when you hand a mic over to like a best man to do a toast, getting that person to hold it properly and different things like that. And the ones who Shani and I hate, who choke the microphone. Yeah, we're going to do this all night, Shani, right here.
Yo, turn my headphones up. Yo, dude, you ain't a rapper. You giving a speech at a wedding. Stop.
Funniest thing is, if you go back and look at the keynote speech from 3 years ago when Little John was at the Atlantic City DJ Expo, he's sitting at a table like this. They have a short little table stand and a mic, and he's holding it like this, talking to the crowd. And it's on a stand, and he's still holding it and talking to the crowd. I'm like, it's just Little John. Somebody say something. I would if I was there. Be like, yo, what? Okay.
Hands off the mic.
But tonight we're going to talk about talking. But before we do that, I want to challenge you guys, because I always like to put you guys on the spot, and it's fun. So tonight,
It's fun.
you three, yeah, it is. I just like pushing buttons, and it's fun that you guys allow me week after week. You haven't put the brakes on that yet. But tonight, you three. We all know that the further you get up in the political sense towards president and stuff, it gets more and more corrupt. So instead of running for the top line, tonight, you three are running for DJ of the town.
Is that different than
do it by
DJ of the
talking.
year?
It is totally different. It's DJ of your town. You're trying to get elected as DJ of your town.
Okay.
All right.
And we're going to do it by talking.
Wait.
So
wait.
it's
Wait.
Because there was
Slow
no
down.
DJ skills.
So it's really MC of the town.
Yeah.
No. It's DJ of the town, but you're going to answer questions as if you're on a debate or a town meeting.
Okay.
That's what you're doing. You're answering questions that I, the mediator, am asking. So if
I
you
love the fact that he's totally ignoring why we have an issue with this.
I know.
Oh, no,
I
no,
know.
no.
It's not
Trust
tied
me.
in. It's not tied into that.
Dan, right, Dan?
I plan on addressing that in about 12 sentences. Like I said, as DJs, we kind of have to roll with punches. So you guys are running for this, and you're going to do your best with answering the questions from the crowd. Keep in mind, if you want to play nice, we can all pretend we're running for different towns. You don't have to run against each other, but if you feel the need and want to sling mud at each other, I'm okay with that. I just, if we don't, you can just answer the questions the best you can. You don't have to slam anybody. You can just answer them.
I think we need to be running for DJ of the town for the same town, and it needs to be a town you pick so that we can work that into our spiel. So pick a town.
The town is Boise, Idaho. And
Boise.
why? because I was in Atlantic City when I was a teenager with a big youth group thing, and we all went to this under 21 club, and the guy on the mic there just kept yelling into the microphone, Boise, Idaho. And I'm like, why? Why is he doing this over and over? So, Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho. Okay, we're running for DJ of this city.
DJ of Boise, Idaho.
Okay.
All right, let me introduce our candidates right now, if you wish. When I ask the questions tonight, you guys are going to get 2 minutes or less to answer them at your however you want. We're going to go one at a time with each one of you. So let me introduce our candidates. First, we have DJ Shaney. She is originally from Chicago, Illinois. She is a 2-time winner of the Even Though No One DJs Atlantic City DJ of the Year competition. Hello, Shaney.
Hello, MJ. Thanks for having me on this debate.
Next up, we have the founder of Disc Jockey News and the 2015 Mobile Beat Hall of Fame inductee, John. How you doing, John?
I'm doing well, MJ. Thank you for having me here tonight.
And third, we have Dan. He's a DJ.
Got that right.
Are you guys ready for the questions?
I think we are.
Sure.
Shaney, we're going to start with you. Remember, you have 2 minutes, and I will shut you down when it comes time. You ready? As DJ of the town, what are some of the things you support and or oppose?
America. No, that's not. I just can't say America.
If that's all you want to say, we can.
No. Okay. Are we answering like
You're running for DJ. What will get you elected as DJ of the town? You need a manager, don't you?
I need
like playing good music and
okay, but see, okay, so that's what I'm saying. So we're not doing microphone stuff, we're doing more DJ stuff, just so I know which way.
You're running, so you're speaking. We're talking about speaking. So tonight, you showing them how you can ad lib right now is all part of what I'm showing them how to speak, how that you can ad lib. I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay, so if I'm elected as DJ of Boise, Idaho, which is an incredible town, and I can't wait to move there. Because if I get elected, it's just going to be one humongous party all the time, 24/7. So no matter what time you go to bed, no matter what time you get up, there will always be a party going on. There will always be music playing. But the one thing is we take no requests. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. There was no request in the DJ booth. No, we will make sure that there's always music playing because music makes people happy. And music is what brings people together. And that's really, really the only thing that I could think of that makes people forget about everything that's going on in the world. So my big thing and my big step on the podium would be that there will always be music playing all the time.
Thank you, Jamie.
You're welcome.
Dan, if you are elected, what are things that you support and oppose?
Well, if I'm elected as DJ of Boise, Idaho, I want to let assure everybody that they can use the software that they choose. That's right. If you are a virtual DJ component, if you are a Serato person aficionado, even if you resort to Megaseg and Winamp, there is a place for you. It might not be among the masses, but there is a place for you. And I assure you that you will be taken care of.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. John, if you're elected, what are some things you support and or oppose?
Well, MJ, as you know, a lot of us really despise the garbage truck coming around so early in the morning, or the neighbor who wants to be out there mowing their lawn way too early on a Saturday morning. And if I'm elected DJ of Boise, Idaho, the lovely city with the families blossoming and growing, what I want to bring to this community is music in the morning. That's right. I want to bring a music in the morning that will soothe our soul. It'll drown out the garbage truck. It'll drown out the neighbor who's mowing his lawn. It will make Boise a happier place to live.
Sounds like a beautiful place, John. Even though you guys really didn't answer the question. So that's a good politician thing. I just want to support or oppose. I support good music. I oppose bad music. That's what I expected out of you guys, but you guys did awesome. This is what we're talking about, learning how to speak and ad lib. So we go on to our second question. This second question starts out to Dan. Dan, there are a lot of other people running for DJ of the town right now. Why should we choose you?
It would be in your best interest to be able to have somebody that is well versed, that is skilled with not just doing one style of music or another, but is very comfortable bringing to the table a variety of elements for you. And that would be me. I love a little bit of everything. I may not drown you with boredom of skills and ideas that you don't care about. I'm going to bring it to you and give you what you need.
That's awesome, Dan. Thank you. John, why should we pick you for DJ of Boise, Idaho?
Now, MJ, the responsibility behind the DJ for Boise, Idaho is a tremendous responsibility, much larger than most other political offices in Boise, Idaho. Why you should choose me over my very qualified running, my competitors or competition for this, is because I'm the only one who has the keys to the public bathrooms in the city of Boise, Idaho. And I'm an vindictive person enough where if I'm not elected the DJ of Boise, Idaho, I'll lose those keys. Think about a community that has a dance on, but can't go take a leak.
It's all good. They can't get their
That is impressive, John. Thank you. That's something to definitely think about. Now, Shani,
Yes.
if you're done texting with all your friends, I'd like to join the debate. I almost made John spit on the camera. Nice. Why should we choose you to be DJ in Boise, Idaho?
Well, as I was talking to my entourage about Boise, while the other candidates were talking about nonsense, it was brought to my attention that Idaho grows 1/3 of America's potatoes. And because of that, I'm going to make sure that whenever you want some spuds, or you want some cheese fries, or you want some chili cheese fries, you want some potatoes, some chips, they're always going to be available for you. And you'll get a punch card. So the 10th one will be free. That's right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. We are making Boise great again with potatoes. America!
my Bosites are sick of potatoes because we do have 1/3 of them.
Let me explain something.
That's the bell.
If you look at I just want to rebuke what he said. If you look at the statistics, Boise, Idaho actually eats less potatoes than everybody else outside of Idaho.
Because we're sick of them.
Now, MJ, I want you to notice that they both went over their 2 minutes, and
Actually, I got bored and cut it back to a minute. I didn't get bored. I'm kidding. All right. Did I mention, since we're halfway through the questions, that your election will be awarded by the people in the chat room tonight? So if you're watching this at a later date, you don't get to vote. That's what you get for not showing up live. So you get to vote. So now we're on to question number 3. And we're going to go to John on this one. As our town DJ, our hard-earned money is going towards your salary. Why should we elect you? Why shouldn't we just DJ ourselves or hire some private contractor?
one thing that people really don't comprehend when it comes to the world of DJing is how dangerous it is. We're talking about scientific high-end equipment that can cut, it can tear, it can maim, and needing to have a professional DJ who will protect you from these nasty flying parts of devices that could basically take your livelihood away from you. You need to have someone who can do that. And again, while my competitors or the others running against me can do that, I'm the only one with the keys to the bathroom.
You better watch it. That equipment will put an eye out.
Oh, excellent. Okay, on to Shani. Why should we elect you as DJ of the town as opposed to just DJing ourselves, or maybe just hiring some local kid?
Well, I'll just put it out there. I do top shelf and premium alcohol.
And the neighbor kid doesn't.
I believe that was already mentioned in the chat room, so that's good. No,
was it? And the neighborhood kid doesn't know anything about that. They're still, doing, PBS and stuff like
Lemonade.
that. Yeah. So yeah. And with the lemonade, you will have some Ciroc. So I just want to let you know, I will do all top shelf alcohol with the spuds that you can get with the punch card. America.
Jimmy in the chat room reminded us that you can make vodka from taters.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I know. And that's why I brought up Ciroc. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Dan, back to you. Our last one on this question. Why can't we just do it ourselves or hire some kid?
Well, you really want to be able to make sure you're making the best investment. And when you really break it down to the amount of population that we have in Bozite, what we're going to find out is that Bozites, that's what their names are, the people who live there. Come on. You don't even know your own town that you're running for the floor. Come on. But so back to what I'm saying is, while you want to make sure you're making the best investment. You're going to be using your dollars to pay for a salary. You don't want to waste those dollars. And so you want to make sure you're getting the best quality DJ that you possibly can. And when you break it down among the population, it really comes out to just mere dollars per person where, yeah, it might be cheaper, but you're going to be wasting that money with those other people.
Nice. Thank you. And we're on to the final question of the night. And it comes to us from the internet because we all know the internet has the most intelligent questions. The question, we're going to start with you, Shani. Back to the beginning again. This is the question from the internet. Hashtag country music sucks. The question is, people today say that most new music is crap. If elected, what are you going to do about that?
Well, here's the thing. I'm not a hater, but if I'm elected, I'm going to let you guys know that during certain hours, we cannot play any new school rap. No new school hip hop. We will not juju on that beat 24 hours a day.
Twice a night.
Yeah, or broccoli or anything else like that. But I will make Boise, Idaho great again with the taters, with the top shelf, with the music playing 24 hours, 7 days a week. And if I'm elected, I might even have John come aboard because he does have the keys to the public bathrooms.
Oh, a coup has developed.
And I'm letting you know, there might be a place for Dan. I'm not quite sure. You know, I haven't hit that mark yet, but if I'm elected, it's going to be taters and alcohol and music, baby.
I want to ask, will you allow mannequin if you're not going to play certain new school songs? Okay. Mannequin.
So I will allow everybody to do one short video, either it be Snapchat, Instagram video, or Facebook Live.
I believe
mannequining.
I believe the other candidates have no idea what we're talking about. Do you?
Oh, okay. See, that's why you need me, because I know what the people want. We'll know what mannequin and
we'll explain mannequin later. Dan.
I teach middle school students, so I do, which is why I give the look I did.
Okay. So you're probably involved in the middle of class trying to teach something and asking for hands up and everybody just stops. Dan, from the internet, people today say that most new music is crap. What are you going to do about it if you get elected?
Well, it's very simple. We're just going to allow each person to have their own set of headphones. I'm going to have multiple outputs going. So if you do not want to hear anything new, then you just simply do not have to be tuned in with that set of headphones, and you get into the right one that you want. Very similar to a silent disco type of idea, but catering to everybody and what they want.
Sounds like a very expensive infrastructure.
No, it's all going to be paid for with the profits off of Shani's vodka.
Oh my goodness. We're doing business coups and business connection now.
Let's make it one better. To keep everybody out of Boise, we're going to put a wall of speakers and John's going to pay for it. Thank you, Jimmy. It was Jimmy's idea, but it's a good one.
This is turning out to be one of the best elections I could have ever planned. John, our final question tonight goes to you. People today say that most new music sucks. If you get elected, what are you going to do about that?
Well, the problem is, CMJ, with this is that for the last 8 years, we've been listening to crappy new music that has been coming out. They haven't just gone out there and regulated that a little bit to control that. So I have a plan put together so that when we have new music played, it's only the best new music. We've got the best new music lined up and ready to go, and our plan is going to bring that best new music to you each and every day. So you're not going to have to listen to the bad stuff that you've been listening to for the last 8 years. It's only going to be the best new music each and every day.
That's amazing. Thank you, John. And to close things out, we're going to let each candidate go for 1 minute and give their final closing statement. So we started with Shaney, so we're going to start with John and work our way backwards on these final comments. John?
The office of DJ for Boise, Idaho, ladies and gentlemen, is one of those positions that you are going to be proud to make the proper decision when it comes to voting in a candidate for this spot. Don't take this lightly. The mayor, they come and go. The governor of the state comes and goes. The president of the United States, those. You need to have the right person represent you as DJ of Boise, Idaho. So not only will you have great music in the morning to wake you up, you'll have the best new music throughout the day because of our plan to bring that best new music to you. You will also be able to use the public bathroom at any time of the day that you like. Think about that.
Thank you, John. Dan, your closing comments.
Well, people of Boise, Idaho, I do want to let you know that it is your duty to vote for the best
He
candidate
said duty.
you know will bring you awesome music and will bring you a awesome party the entire night. And anybody who is aware of when they want to listen to music, they don't want to hear somebody keep talking. So on that note, vote for me because you know you want me to shut up.
Powerful words. Powerful words from Dan the DJ. Janie, your final closing comments.
My people of Boise, Idaho, come with me. Let's make Boise great again. And like I said, to do that, everyone will have a punch card. Not only will they have a punch card for their spuds, music will be played 24/7. And if I'm elected, I will make sure we have the keys to the John from John. Dan will come aboard. He will come aboard. And we will implement some, not all, but some of his positive thinking. But let me tell you, people, my people, of people, let's make Boise great again.
I'm surprised you didn't drop the mic there.
Right.
Boom. All right, and that is it for our impromptu debate here for DJ of Boise, Idaho. Please cast your ballots in the chat room at this time. If you care, probably don't.
You guys have to read them because I can't see what's being posted.
It's going to take a little bit with the delay.
Yeah. With the comments that are coming up, we should have just let them ask the questions. That's some great questions. But the reason I did this is because how many times as a DJ, whether you're DJing at a bar, a restaurant, a private party, a wedding, or corporate event, how many times do you have to ad-lib like that?
A lot.
Quite often, yes.
And what does it take? Because I know we've had different people on here talking about ad-libbing, and that's one of the first things that you might have to stretch and fill time. So what can you give some tips to people about stretching and filling time, like I'm doing right now as I'm typing?
I've never been a big proponent of it. I obviously I realize there are moments when you need to do it, but when you're on the microphone and you're trying to stall, that right there takes a lot of practice, because if not, it just comes along as in you're lecturing to them, or it's very hard to kind of keep them captivated with your voice only. So if you are ever feeling like you're going to need to be in that situation, you just got to practice it. One of the things that I used to do, and part of it may become, you're like, oh, you got to. But I also say this: the
announcement, you can't show it in your face. And now you're like, okay, what's the announcement I'm supposed to make? Or this is going on, or something happens at the event and you have to get on the microphone and you have to say some stuff. Or you're waiting for, Grandma June, who's all the way, why they put Grandma June all the way in the back of the room to come forward for her speech. And you're playing the background music and you're out there and you're waiting for Grandma June and she's taking 2 minutes and you don't want to just stand there and wait for Grandma June and just, okay, it's like sometimes that's when I'll even get on the microphone and say some stuff while we're waiting for Grandma June with her walker and who's coming forward and taking the whole entire 2 minutes to come forward. So it is practice. As much as it's ad-libbing, you still have to know how to do it. And you have to know the right things to do. At some of the kids' parties, we'll do some trivia, in between, whether it's trivia about the kid or just current event trivia about music, name 3 Justin Bieber songs, this and that, which I wouldn't be doing maybe at a wedding. I'd be saying something else, or at a corporate function. But it's just knowing the right stuff to say and practicing that, just like practicing your MC skills. That should be another thing that you're practicing when you're practicing your MC, your MC skills. You need to practice other times that you might be saying stuff on a microphone, when you're doing things, or somebody's giving a speech and they're looking at you like, oh, I don't know, I was supposed to give a speech. What do you want me to do? Oh, is that a microphone? What do I do with, and they're like, and you don't want to be like, come on, dude, you have to be on your A game and have the smiles and, you explain things to them. So it's practice with everything.
That's really good there. I want to also add on the practicing thing, that if you can practice with speakers on, so that you get very comfortable hearing your own voice. And one of the worst nights I emceed a benefit event, and they had, and I don't know how it worked this way, but the main pick up the audio was in the back. The mic they handed me was up in the front. They had moved. It was in a club, and they were doing it all in the front of the club. Like they had blocked it off and kind of shortened it for this little benefit event. And when I'm talking to the mic, it's delayed by about a second. So the whole night as I'm talking, I'm having to ignore my own voice because it's coming back at me the whole night. And that became quite a challenge. So
one of the things, a big proponent of one of the, there's a big proponent of the DJ News writers, Ron Ruth, is a big push for improv classes. Definitely something that if you have the opportunity and the availability to do, it will change. It will change that practice. It will change how you have to practice and what you're doing on the mics.
Do you do anything special? Because I know when I used to tour, I'd be able to talk to a sound guy and tell him how to tune my mic in 3 steps, like literally get me set. Do you have any of that kind of stuff? You learn the soundboard so you know what to tell the sound guy if it's a new person that doesn't know you? Or if you're running your own set, how quick do you have your own stuff set up? Do you know where you're setting your mic, or do you wait till you get there and listen to the room itself? Anybody?
I wasn't sure. I can only take the second one. I can't take the first. All my settings are, as far as treble, bass, mids, are all set in a good area. And then once I'm there in the room, I tweak it and everything else. And the bad thing is I talk out, walk out, talk, and then I come back. Okay, tweak, walk out, talk, come back, tweak if I need to. But I have a pretty decent idea of where it's going to be, start from, especially the gain on it.
My problem is the fact that I talk so loud that I can never hand my mic to anybody ever, because you can't hear them unless someone's on the volume bringing the mic up for them. Because I would always walk in, tell the sound guy, literally turn me to half of what you turn everybody else to, treble to 10 o'clock, bass to 2 o'clock, and I'm set. All you got to do. But there was a friend of mine, he's from California, and he used to do just pull the bass out. And you would not believe how good his voice sounded, where he just pulled the bass out of his voice on the mic, and how clear and over top and hearable he is. So each person's voice is kind of different. So that's why I asked that question. Any of the other guys want to about tuning? Do you use any kind of live compressors or any effects like that?
For tuning, no. I mean,
like when you're live, do you go through any sort of, pre-compressors or anything to help the mic sound better or anything like that?
No, I just do my auto tune and mic when I'm out. I'm just like
you got her phone up with the T-Pain.
I do the T-Pain. I do the T-Pain app with my phone every time. No, I mean, my whole thing about it is, especially as a female, it's that whole thing of I hate female MCs that sound like Minnie Mouse.
Why do that? They're great.
It's so annoying. And I'm not blaming it on the microphone because it's not the microphone, but they also have to know how to do their levels on a microphone. And it, of course, anyone that knows any emceeing knows, where to get your voice from when you're emceeing. So, you know exactly, it's not the movie phone thing going on, but like where to get your MC voice from. And my whole thing is, of course, I need to have some extra bass and I'm on a microphone. So my guys always know my bass is turned up a little bit more when I'm emceeing, but I always have to wait to tweak everything until I get into the room, depending on what speakers I'm using. If I'm using subs, if I have 4 speakers, 2 speakers, what I'm using, and the acoustics of certain areas. I mean, especially like when I'm in gyms, I hate when I'm in big warehouses and gyms, and it's like no matter what you do, you're not going to have that clear sound. So stop trying to fix it for a half hour, because it's no one with the best microphone, best speakers, best equipment is ever going to be able to get all that echo out of it. It is what it is. But, and of course, I know I don't have to tell everybody, but also don't forget to do a mic check with the music on as well, because you're also talking over the music. So don't just do that mic check with, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, we're good. Okay, good. It's like, no, make sure like you play a song that hits all the levels, hits the bass, hits everything. So you have, and make sure, if there's people in my room, whether they're doing family photos or people are still setting up, I always make an announcement to everybody who are in the room. Hey guys, I want to let you guys know we're about to do a sound check at a very high level. This is, so I just want to, not have you guys freak out or anything. This is not, this is not the level that the party is going to be at, but we, so Grandma June again, who's in the room, like, oh my God, I can't handle this,
That was very good.
But we, because I know that
Grandma June on sometimes.
Right. But it's like, I know a lot of, and even my guys that set up my equipment, when I walk in and I say to them, are we good? Are we ready to do sound check? Oh, we did sound check. And I'm like, how did you do sound check? I just, like, my DJ just arrived with his equipment. Oh, we plugged our phone in, or, and I'm like, that's great. I'm sure your phone now sounds awesome. But we need to do sound check with our top case, with the microphone, with the music, exactly how we're doing it in the party, because things change. And then also how we were saying how different people come on the microphone. I know if you're a one-man crew and you're out there, how can you change the levels for people if you're going to be out there in the front and you don't have an assistant or you don't have anybody back there? And your main thing needs to be is show them how to, first of all, properly hold that microphone. Because that, if you can't get back there to make it louder or change their levels, at least, and don't be afraid to, like, while they're talking, to, like, come up if you have to and just kind of like,
we were going to get into the holding part of it.
Like ninja move. Like, it's okay, because let me tell you, all the people in the back of the room will thank you for doing that, even though you might be in the videographer, the video now, you might be in some pictures. It's okay. Like, you're there for a reason. So it's rather that than you stand on the side and have people go, we can't hear you, Stan. Stan, we can't hear you. Stan.
You don't want to get any closer.
Right. So it's okay for you to, walk over to the Stan and not just be like, Stan, put it by your mouth. No, literally walk over to Stan and say, Stan needs to go over here. Great. Okay, I'm moving away. So I get it for some of you that can't go in the back and make it high, or you're already at the highest it can go without having any sounds coming out of your mic. So it's like you have to get that happy medium of, let me try to get them to hold the mic a little bit more properly. I know it's not going to be great because I'm sure they're going to keep dropping it and dropping it and dropping it. But, just be aware of what can you do to fix the problem.
We always used to do the thing, tell them, treat it like an ice cream cone.
Sorry.
Where's Grandma June at when you need her? You want to hear something really weird?
Sure.
You guys hear me every week on this microphone here. Like I said, I tune things specially. I'm gonna set it to flat and let you hear how it sounds flat.
Sounds great.
Okay, this is flat. This is flat. This is what I sound like every day. Flat. Then we tweak it, and I sound like that. So little things you learn to adjust. for your voice. And I teach things to people about speaking on a mic about certain things. Like you can talk from your head, talk from your nose, talk from your mouth, talk from your throat, talk from your chest, or talk from your diaphragm. And there's different things you can do to change that tone. Like you'll see singers will lift up and that actually stretches the vocal cords and changes the tone or lets you hit a tone perfectly. So if your voice is a certain way, you might need to lean forward a little bit to bring that diaphragm into that, or you might need to tilt your head down or tilt your head up, and different things like that can make your voice sound totally different if you have a difficult voice. If you're a nasally person, there's things that you can do. You're not, believe it or not, you're not stuck with the voice you're stuck with, and it probably sounds a whole lot better to everyone else than it does you. Because nobody likes to hear their own voice. So that's why I said earlier about practicing with the speakers on. So get used to hearing that sound. You may hear your own voice in your head like I do all the time, but it's different when it's coming out instead of speaker.
I would also say you can practice with headphones. That's That's where I basically learned how I sound. Well, I mean, it was the radio thing, because we're always wearing the headphones and stuff like that, to the point that after I was not doing radio anymore and I'm just like talking, I'm like, wait a minute, am I still hearing my voice? Am I still hearing the voice that I'm used to? Or, because everybody's like, oh, wait a minute, I don't sound like that. And then they hear themselves on a recording. And I'm like, I know what I sound like because I hear it still.
John, you're being quiet. Do you know what?
No, interesting. I'm just listening.
Okay. No, it's fine. Let's talk.
I'm still waiting for the election results. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, what are your election results?
So far, I tried to pay attention the best I could. You guys don't even care about our topic tonight. All it was about who's popular. It's like Shani, before we went on air, Shani started to complain about when we had the trivia contest. It was so stressful, but I won. So right now it's tied. Dan has 2 votes. Shani has 2 votes. John doesn't have any. So the key to the bathroom, not for some reason. So I guess people from Boise, Idaho must be perfectly okay with whizzing outside or something.
I got 3 votes.
I think this election's rigged.
I got 3 votes.
Aren't they all?
I do get 3. Well, I got another one. I just got one more.
Hubcap dude. I got
Reggie just gave me one. That's 3.
And Jimmy Spin.
Nuh-uh.
How many do you have? 2 or 3, Dan?
I had 3.
I think they both have 3.
It's still tied.
I have 3 right now. Reggie just gave me 1.
Polls aren't closed. We added yours, so still tied 3-3. Polls are not closed yet.
Yep, we'll come back to them. Quick, share the link to the video and so people can come in and vote.
Yeah.
Remember, if I win, John's coming aboard. John's going to have the keys to the John.
I want to take what we were talking about earlier with holding the microphone. Is there anything that you do? Any habits? Somebody just voted for John, so John Howe has a vote. Is there anything you do, like when you hand a microphone to maybe a best man for a speech or somebody that it's your habit that you like whisper in their ear, just hold it about here? Is there anything like that you like your script that you tell them?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely tell them how to hold it. I don't know if it's going to stick, but at least I tell them where to go and how to hold it.
Somebody gave me a tip one time that basically, so prior to coming out, and I want to say I was when I shadowed somebody, prior to actually bringing him out, we went over, okay, you're going to be doing the speech or toast, whatever it happens to be the case. And I will say, okay, you're going to hold it here, where, whatever. And then I tell him, I'm like, listen, if it's down here, it's not going to do any good. So you want to make sure you're holding it close. All right, now you show me where you're going to hold it. And we do that before we ever go out. And some were like, oh, I got it. I'm like, no, show me. And they're like, oh, down here. I'm like, no, that's not what I said. I said up here. And still it's not 100%, but I've had better responses by previewing it with that and actually them holding it than me just telling them.
Before they even go out, you go over that.
Yeah, because by the time we get out there, I don't like doing stuff in front of people. I'm very much behind the scenes as much as I can. Handle behind, the better.
Cool.
And that's pretty much how I handle it when I get the wedding party lined up. At some point in time during the dinner time, I'll go and welcome the parents. And if they're going to be saying something, I will show them the wireless microphone that we're using and show them how the switch works when it is activated, and then how to hold it. And we'll talk about that during the dinner with the parents. Then when I line the wedding party up, I will go through and do the whole thing with the whole wedding party, because there's times where somebody else will get a hold of the microphone from the wedding party and do something. So we'll talk about, okay, here's the switch, turn it on, and you count, you see it's red, it's red, it's red, it's green. Now when it's green, that means go. None of this, you won't need to, because it will be there. And now when you hold it like this, and then I generally, depending upon the wedding party, most of the time though, they're a fun group, and it's like, now if you don't hold it right, I'm giving the rest of the wedding party permission to boo you, and they will boo you until you hold it right. So let's practice the boo right now. Best man, hold the microphone wrong. You need whatever, and they boo him, and it's fun, and they giggle a little bit, but it really cuts down on the number of times that the wedding party people are holding it inappropriately. Sometimes the parents do, and I did have one time where the father held it too low, and the wedding party booed him. He had no idea why. That's made me rethink that a little bit. But then I've just gone and said this: if the best man or matron of honor don't hold it right, they're the ones. We don't boo anyone else.
Yeah, my biggest stress is when I do my corporate conferences.
Yeah, I could see that.
So it's so stressful for me. And I mean, it's not even like getting up at 5 a.m. or running the soundboard and the lighting board and the music. It's every single speaker, whether they have a lav or a handheld or the podium or a countryman or whatever they're wearing, nobody speaks in the mic properly. And it's like, oh my God, I have another hour of this guy holding the mic over here.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he's doing that or holding it all the way down here. Or, it's like, it's terrible, or he'll be by the podium and I'll just kind of like turn the podium mic back on and unmute it. And then he'll hear the sound. I'm like, yeah, see, that's because you're on top of the podium mic and that's the way it's supposed to be. But, I try to tell them whether they're coming over to me and I ask them what mic they're using. I say, okay, if you're using the handheld, like this is, and I have like mine, like I keep one extra handheld by me. So I say like, this is, here's how you're going to hold it like this. Or, even when I put the lav on them, I say like, please don't make any, crazy movements and that, or the countryman or whatever, but it's terrible. And then of course they blame it on you, like, the thousands of people that are sitting there like, well, we couldn't hear him. And I'm like, I can't turn the volumes up, any louder. So sometimes I just, it's like, then what do I do when there's a keynote speaker who's getting paid thousands and thousands of dollars? Do I walk up on this crazy stage and like go like this to his mic? Or do I try to send somebody else who's part of the, try to like, hey, put the mic, it's like, you got to figure out what's best for this crowd that can hear when you have 8 speakers and you got everything going. And it's terrible. That's why I love when I could just walk over at a wedding or a mitzvah or a kid's party and just kind of be like, here you go. Let me fix that for you. Okay, thanks. And then I just got to walk away. And I'm like, oh, that wasn't hard. And I know like a lot of DJs like, oh, I don't want to interrupt them, or I don't want this, or I don't want to do that. And it's like, yes, but like I said, do it quickly, do it, ninja style, and everybody will thank you for helping them out. Because even though you tell them, and I love like how John does that and how Dan does it, even if you tell them, that it's not on their mind.
Yeah.
Like the whole time they're eating their chicken, they're like, my speech is next. And I have to make sure the way John told me how to hold a microphone, that's not on your mind at all. So it's like, just know that you can do it, and it's okay for DJs to walk out there and fix the microphone, and the crowd will thank you for it.
One time I actually, and it wasn't somebody's real important speech, but they were just like holding it way too far away. So it was enough where I started cranking it, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? No. And I pulled it back. So that way it was like, now there was like really nothing coming out. And all of a sudden they went, oh.
They look at you and then you go.
No, like they don't even look at me. Like I pull it back because then I make them realize I can't hear anything. Oh, that's right. And then I pull it back up. It worked one time. I don't have the guts to really do it on a best man speech because I'm just like, I'm gonna make it work somehow. I don't know which annoys me worse. The ones who do it like that and it's kind of at least somewhat close. Or this past weekend, I had the best man get up there and just decided to set the mic down on the head table and just talk. And I'm like,
I don't need this mic. I don't need the mic. You guys can hear me.
That was something I was going to bring up next. Yeah.
But still,
I don't need it.
Like, what the? At that point, I'm like,
That's when I walk over and I hand it. I go, yeah, I know you don't need it, but I need you to have it.
You
And I really like,
paid for it, use it.
yeah.
It's paid for it, use it.
Not to change subjects, but for the record, Daniel in the chat room with the white vans just gave me another vote. So I just want to let you know that. Thank you, Daniel, with the white vans.
I think he voted twice.
No, he did not vote twice.
Voted twice.
He did not vote
Yeah,
twice.
but Day and Night voted for you and then switched it to me. So
What?
yeah, Day and Night voted for you early and then turned around later, voted for me. So
Oh, our relationship is over. Day and night, I want all my mixtapes back. Our relationship is completely over.
And you've now got to move to the other side of town.
All her mixtapes. That means both of them.
Yeah. Old school ones.
Oh.
Oh, Reggie, this is a Cubs hat. Cubs. I don't know if you know of this, Reggie. The Cubs.
There was this little thing
Yeah.
a while back where
They
they
won a
this-
game.
they played something or other and did this silly thing where they just ran around in a field.
Playing in the rain. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, like they didn't have enough sense to quit, when it rained. Go home, it's raining. We'll do this another day.
Oh, look what Day and Night said. Oh, what, Dan? What? Drop the mic. What?
I still have it tied.
it's probably because you did it vodka. That's what it was.
The
Oh,
vodka
Dan,
got a lot of
everything.
people in the chat room going, I would have to say. All right, final thing, real quick, because we're almost out of time. For weddings, it's very easy to consistently say, and up next, we're going to have the bride and groom, and then the bride and groom are going to come over here, and then the bride and groom. Is there any catchphrases that you try to avoid, or you, like Dan, like you said, where you make notes to where you don't say the same thing over and over, where you get, a little bit more than that typical repetitive thing like that? Is there any of you guys that do that?
Again, I do a lot of stuff ahead and behind the scenes. So what ends up happening is I'm not directing on the microphone. So when it comes to a point where, Johnny and Susie are coming over to do whatever they're going to do, let's direct your attention to this area. All right. Up now, I don't like to use the at this time stuff. It was one of those, that was a Randy
That's what I was
Bartlett
talking
thing
about, yeah.
where he kind of really was hammered on. And, and I realized, okay, there are some of those things that I've got to get away from. So really a lot of what I do kind of comes into that same idea of just, this is what's happening. Like, here's the cake, I've also gotten into, I've taken a lot of what Mitch Taylor has talked about lately. And for those of you that haven't checked out his stuff, I'm telling you, listen to the guy. He knows what he's talking about, not just in sales, but from a presentation standpoint of talking kind of about the event, whether it's the cake cutting, whether it's the first dance, father, daughter, whatever it happens to be. And so as a result, I don't have to talk about, hey, let's look at, they're doing this on the first, here. It's talking about, a father and a daughter and how they're coming together, and, he gave her away. He walked her down the aisle, and now he's, completing his duties, and he's dancing with her one last time. I present to you, Mr. Smith and his daughter, Susie. And you don't have to say those things then, because you've done all the other pieces to pull it in.
Cool. Anybody else?
I find myself at the beginning of an event using way too many of the cliche things that we have grown up with as DJs. After a point in time, and sometimes that will be a couple of announcements in, what have you, then it becomes, I really try to focus on being more conversational and talking to the guests and inviting them to go follow, become part of, drawing their attention as I'm moving around the room, but doing it in a more conversational manner. But I try to, as Dan mentioned, the Randy Bartlett little phrases that he came up or he pointed out, I try to not use them, but I find myself, as soon as that microphone turns on for the first time or two of the night, I'm right back in that, and it's like, every time.
In the same respect, though, I think sometimes we get too pointed at that, John, and Mike Walter in his most recent one, the wedding with Mike Walter. I kind of realized, some of those catchphrases he uses. And he uses with great success. It's not overly used. It's not in their face. It's not every time. I guess that'd be the overused, but it still has its moments. And so I think that's one of the things that we've got to keep in mind. Yeah, these things that some of our top presenters have pointed out can be bad because you have people that unfortunately don't know better. And every time they open the mic, it's ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, did you, and not just each time they start that, but they say it like 2 or 3 times within the same element, same event. So, don't beat yourself up.
Cool.
See, I'll go with that. That must sound good.
Well, that's about it for tonight. Unless anybody has anything they want to add, I definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in, for participating. I'm always looking for new topics. So if you come up with anything, like I almost went this week with the new Denon. If you've not seen, they put out 2 little teaser videos of a new piece of equipment they're coming out with, and you can't even tell what it is. And they're making us wait till 2017. I thought about maybe talking about that tonight. But if you have anything you want us to do a show on, let us know. We're always looking for good ideas. Anything that's down your alley. If you need us to do a special show where all 3 of us make a potato vodka, if you really want that, we'll maybe figure out how to do that.
No, I got some here. I mean, yeah, we'll make potato vodka. Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
That's why you don't belong as the DJ of Boise, Idaho.
Whatever. Don't hate because I think I won. Okay. Don't hate.
I still have a tie.
Participates.
I still have a tie, but the corruption level, WikiLeaks dropped all the information about you guys doing the corporate connection of all the different things and John having the keys, and it's
just got ugly quickly. Yeah, it did.
So that's about it. If you guys have something you want us to do, holler at us. But thank you guys. John, take us out.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments, send them to MJ.
Sure.
And we'll be back. Nothing tomorrow night. Tomorrow night with the elections, we are going to skip our Tuesday night shows. And then Wednesday, we'll be doing something with a music show. I'm hoping, actually, Wednesday will be my first night to be able to see clearly again. So I may not even play music. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to probably just sit there and put the needle on the record and be able to see it.
What are we talking about here? What I miss here?
I can't see well enough to do, and by Wednesday, the healing process should be to the point where I can actually see to put the needle on the record.
It would be the perfect time for you to show people your mixing skills without looking at the screen. Mix with your ears, not your eyes.
Because you can't see.
How do you do that? I don't get it.
Hey, there's a new version of Megaseg out that I could.
I did see that. Oh my goodness, yes.
But we'll be back again next Monday night, so we'll catch you then. Thank you very much for watching. Good night, everyone.